up, brothers and sisters, and welcome to MTG Malone with me, MTG Malone. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. I want to announce that tomorrow, Wednesday, there will be a live stream. So, if you want to join in, 8 PM CET as per usual, here on YouTube or on Twitch. You will find all the links down in the description together with the Discord. Also, down below you'll find a button to subscribe to my channel if you didn't do it already. But enough yammering, let's get into the giant hammering. Today we're playing Quake, the deck, because it's a Quake bringer deck and I freaking love giants. I don't know what it is with this tribe, but I just freaking love it. Even before Kaltheim was out, one of my first videos was a Giants deck, and it was so much fun back then. It was so much fun when Kaltheim came out, and it was so much fun even today. So last time I went with a Teamer Giants deck, and today we're going with an Isn't Giants deck, because there is a card that I didn't put in last time, but it's just so good if you really see what it does, and that's the Invasion of the Giants. You scry 2, and I mean look at the art. Isn't the art freaking amazing? It freaking is. You scry 2, then you draw a card, which is pretty good. You may reveal a giant from your hand, which is not a problem because you sooner or later are going to play it anyways, and then it deals 2 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. Most of the case we want to do it with the opponent. And then the next giant that you cast costs 2 less to cast. So, when you come into turn 4, your next giant costs 2 less to cast. So, there will be a maximum of 3 to pay. A maximum of 1 colorless and 2 red for a Quake bringer, or only 2 red for a Tectonic Giant, or you get even a Crystalline Giant for 1 single mana, or a Bone Crusher Giant for 1 single mana, which is so insanely good. Then we have the Glimpse of the Cosmos, which is also pretty sweet, and I must admit, it's better than I thought. You look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand, rest at the bottom of your library, and as long as you control a giant, you can do it once more from your graveyard for 1 blue mana. So it even gets cheaper. Then it gets exiled, but that's just fair, because otherwise you could do it 10 times in 1 turn. So, you get 2 cards for 3 mana as long as you have a giant on the field, and as we have nothing but giants, it will absolutely work. So, giant-wise, we have of course 4 Bone Crusher Giants. You know it, it stomps, and then it is a Bone Crusher Giant. It is pretty good. Then we have 3 Crystalline Giants. This is also pretty sweet because no matter what kind of mana you draw, you will be able to put down the Crystalline Giant. And then it gets a counter of each single kind of green word, of evergreen abilities there is, like Flying, First Strike, Death Touch, and so on. What you want to get is Hexproof in the first turn. That is just one of the sweetest things that you could get, is Hexproof in the first turn. But everything else is also pretty sweet. Then we have the Tectonic Giant. And yeah, he's a 3/4, so he can't be killed by a giant killer. Same as with the Crystalline Giant, same as with the Calamity Bearer. And whenever he attacks or becomes a target of a spell an opponent controls, you either deal 3 damage to each opponent, or you exile the top 2 cards of your library. You choose one of them, and you may play it until the next turn, which is pretty good. So let's say they do it during their turn, they kill the Tectonic Giant, or do it immediately when he comes down. You still get this card until your next turn, which is just so freaking sweet. Then of course we have the Calamity Bearer, and oh my lord, this card is so freaking good. If a giant source you control would deal damage, it deals double that damage. So, this is 6 damage. This is just for his ability, deals 3 damage to opponent. The Quake Bringer deals 4 damage if he's on the field or in the graveyard and you have a Calamity Bearer out. And all of your giants deal double the damage. So this is 8, 6, 6, he deals 6, he deals 10 damage. And if you have your Faceless Haven out with your Calamity Bearer, it also deals 8 damage, because the Faceless Haven is a giant as well. And that is why also today we have snow-covered lands and no beautiful Bob Ross lands. I am sorry. And then of course the Quake Bringer, which is the name giver to this deck. I mean, look at him, he looks so freaking amazing. I would poop myself so hard if I would see the Quake Bringer. So with his giant sword, he is here to bring the doom. You can foretell him, play him for 4, which is pretty freaking sweet. And yeah, at the beginning of your upkeep, he deals 2 damage to each opponent. And if he's in the graveyard, he does the same as long as you have a giant on the field. And that is just so freaking good. So, As soon as you have a Calamity Bearer out, you can deal a lot of damage very freaking quick. You put him out, you activate your Faceless Haven, you get in with both of them, that is 10 damage. 14 damage. 14 freaking damage. In just one scoop, just one attack, 14 damage with 2 creatures in freaking sanity. Then we have some removal, of course, with the Battle of Frost and Fire. This takes care of everything but giants, also planeswalkers. Then you scry 3, and then whenever you cast a spell with 5 or more mana cost, you draw 2 cards and discard a card. But the most important part here is the board wipe and the scry 3. And for all these small creatures, we have a Scorching Dragonfire, and for all the big creatures, we have the Squash. And look at it. This, what is the goblin? A kobold? He just gets squashed by a pretty big arse thump. And this costs 3 less to cast if you control a giant. So if you control a giant, this only costs 2 mana for 6 damage to target creature or planeswalker, which is pretty freaking sweet. You can take out almost all of those planeswalkers, almost all of those creatures. So Vorinclex, get him out of here. The Elder Gargaroth, get it out of here. A Questing-Beast, you can even destroy that with the Battle of Frost and Fire. So, build up your defenses and then get in with the Calamity Bearer. Double action. It is so freaking sweet. And just imagine you have 2 Calamity Bearers on the field and 1 Quakebringer in the graveyard. That deals 8 damage. That deals 8 freaking damage. That is just so good. Land-wise, we have 7 beautiful snow-covered islands, 10 beautiful snow-covered mountains, then we have 4 Lava Glide, River Glide pathway, and 3 Faceless Haven, as I said, because the synergy with the Calamity Bearer is just so sweet. It is just so freaking sweet. So, giants are back, baby. Once more. I waited a long time to build another giant deck. We even got the sweet Ulamog sleeves to go because he's the meanest giant of them all, kind of, technically. So, there we are. Quake the deck. I'm MTG Malone, and I will see you in those giant games. Alrighty, giants, baby. Giants. So, let's hope that we have a little bit of luck, because you always need a little bit of luck with the giants. But we have a pretty good game here. Okay, we have no freaking red, but with the Glimpse of the Cosmos, we could find it. We could find it, but we need 2 red. But we have a Crystalline Giant, and I really like the Crystalline Giant. So, we will keep this. We will keep this. We also have the Faceless Haven, which is just so good with the Calamity Bearer. We're up against a green deck. Almighty Brushwhack. That is questionable, to say the least. Okay. So we're going Glimpse of the Cosmos into Crystalline Giant, which is pretty good. Alright, so he's preparing for a big boy. So we really need to get our lands for the Battle of Frost and Fire as soon as possible. But we will see. We got the Squash now, which is also pretty good. Let's find a land here. Alright, that is not a red land, but I'm still going to take it. So next turn we have the Crystalline Giant. And all we need now is 1 more red land. We also have the Faceless Haven to attack in without any repercussions anymore. So yeah. Okay. The Old Growth Troll. That is pretty good. That is all pretty good. Alright, but we found our red source. So all we need to do is to survive for 2 more turns. And we have Death Touch now, which is pretty sweet. Pretty freaking sweet. And next turn we can put down our Calamity Bearer, the Garruk's Uprising. Okay, okay. But we will see if he even attacks in here. Does he even attack in? He does attack in. So I don't think we can take too much damage, and if we get rid of the Old Growth Troll here, it can't even attack in with the Drowsing Pteranodon anymore. So yeah, sad but true, we need to do it here. We absolutely need to do it. Doesn't do anything. He could still have a creature. Could still have a creature that he's playing now for 3 mana, but we will see. We will see. We now have a Quakebringer. That is pretty sweet. So I think I'm going to put down the Calamity Bearer here. just to make sure that we can get in for some tasty damage as soon as possible. But this Garruk's Uprising here is pretty annoying. Not going to lie. But next turn we can put down the Quake Bringer as well. And yeah, just make sure that we get in for 4 each single turn. But I think I'm going to put down the Battle of Frost and Fire. And attack in. I mean, it's just so good. It is just so good. He could make a troll, but who even cares? Let us wait if he even does it. Maybe he will make a troll, so he can attack in with the Drowsing Pteranodon. But we will see. Oh, he's also playing red. Interesting. Pretty interesting. Okay. So he's attacking in with the almighty Brushwhack. I'm afraid that he could have any kind of trick here, so yeah, I better take the hit. But now all of his creatures are gone, so what gives? What even gives? Come on, make your troll. You could do it. You could do it. You could do it if you want to. We all know you can. But we still have to squash, so everything is bone. Everything is freaking bone. Come on, do anything. Alright, we found another squash. And now we're getting rid of his board. Which is pretty good, not gonna lie. Because yeah, he would need to do it now, otherwise he would lose his troll. So, as mana disappears through phases, this is pretty sweet. Alright, getting in for 6. And next turn, we can get in for 14. Well, that is still okay. So, if we find a land here, we are pretty good. We are pretty freaking good. If we don't, well, we did find a land. That is just the sweetest. That is just the freaking sweetest. Alright, so we're putting down the land. Let me count. This would make 8 plus 6 is 14. That's still not enough. That's still not enough. But I didn't find... Oh, okay. Well, we're still doing it. We are still doing it. We still have another squash. And I think all we need is like a Bone Crusher Giant or something like that. In the worst case, we need... Yeah, we don't have the Bone Crusher yet. But we have another squash. So he would need at least 2 creatures here. At least 2 creatures. I could have also used it later, but yeah, I didn't. I used it as a sorcery. Sue me. It's sorcery, sue me. Alright, aggro. Are you roping us now? You aren't. You aren't. You were just thinking about your life choices. Alright, getting in for some freaking tasty damage here. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good, not gonna lie. So, what is he going to do? If he has more than 1 creature, he is screwed. He does not have more than 1 creature. He is pretty screwed. He is pretty screwed. So now we're going to play the Tectonic Giant. Just to make sure that sooner or later we will be able to get in for the tasty freaking damage. Because squashing here doesn't really help us. We could also put down... Wait. If I do it like this... Let's be smart about it. Yeah, let's be smart about it. So this has Vigilance, so everything is fine. Everything is freaking fine. Does he have like a Scorching Dragonfire or something? Well, we will find out. We will find out. Do you have a Scorching Dragonfire, my friend? He does not! The Giants prevailed! My deck was bigger than yours! Alright. 1-0. Pretty sweet. Nice. Nice. Giants, baby. Giants. Alright, as you can see, this deck is made to get in for some freaking tasty damage as soon as possible. Alright. We're going second again, which is fitting because we're giants, slow and giants. But we will see what we're up against. A Pelakka Predation. Okay, interesting. So let's have our Bone Crusher ready to crush some bone. We also have 4 lands now. So we will see what he does here. The Valky God of Lies is pretty annoying. He will steal our Bone Crusher Giant. Yep, he will just steal it. Steal it away, he will. Oh man, of course. What a nice freaking draw. Well, maybe he's also taking the Calamity Bearer. Who knows? No, he's taking a Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, okay. Smart Kukin. Smart freaking Kukin. But we have answers in our deck. We just need to find them. Alright, the Quake Bringer into our exile. So we don't need to worry about that anymore. And yeah, then we put down the Calamity Bearer. If he attacks in, that is also just fine. But the Calamity Bearer into Faceless Haven is also just so freaking sweet. So freaking sweet, because the Faceless Haven is a giant with the Moriarty. Alright, he's turning into a Bone Crusher Giant here, I think. So we could really need an answer. We could really need an answer. But he's just turning into a Bone Crusher. Alright. I mean, that is pretty good. That is pretty good, not gonna lie. We found another Battle of Frost and Fire, which doesn't really help us here. And now he is the Bone Crusher Giant. We could also use the Faceless Haven to block, but I don't think that I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to put down the Calamity Bearer. And now he even has a Rankle. Alright, we really need to find an answer here, or we're just freaking dead. Yeah, if you make me discard here or even draw a card, I wouldn't even mind. We have so many Battle of Frost and Fires, we can get rid of one of them. Alright, we have a Squash now. Let's just hope he doesn't have a kill spell. If he has a kill spell here, we're doomed anyways. Not finding a blue source would be very freaking hard. Very freaking hard. So, no matter what land we find, another freaking Valky. Alright. My man. So he will be attacking him with the Rankle, sacrifice a creature, and it will be the, yeah, that's what I thought. That is exactly what I thought. It will be the Valky. But at least we're not taking too much damage here, which is pretty okay to me. Pretty okay. If we find another Battle of Frost and Fire. Wow. In freaking sanity. And we did not find... Okay. Well, our only chance here is to turn the Faceless Haven into a creature, block his Bone Crusher Giant, destroy the Rankle. That is so annoying. That is so annoying. So is he attacking in with everything? He is. He is attacking in with everything. So we're blocking here. Squashing here. And now we need to be real freaking fast about it. We only have 3 turns left. 3 freaking turns left. Let's just hope he doesn't have another Rankle. Ho smoke. Yeah, this was a good draw. The Underworld Dreams was a good draw. So he had a real good chain of event. He has another one. He just has another one. The Insanity. The freaking Insanity. Alright. Alright. So we're dealing 2. He deals 1 each turn. Which is pretty annoying. But all we need is a good draw. Okay, he's turning into the giant immediately. That is pretty okay with me. We are putting down the Tectonic Giant here. Sadly, we can't attack in. Sadly, we cannot. But with the Tectonic Giant and the Quake Bringer, sooner or later, we will bring some Quake. I mean, look at that sword. Even if he destroys it, doesn't really help him here. It does not really help him here. He can prolong the inevitable, but that is all. That is freaking all. Alright, sadly we can't use the Squash here. Sadly we can't. But we can still attack in. Deal 3 damage to our opponent. Just hope that we will prevail here. I mean, if he has... We need to be super fast. We only have 1 turn left to destroy him. And if he has an answer here, we are doomed anyways. If he has something to kill the Crystalline Giant, but maybe he has another Heartless Act, which would be pretty good, because that means that he can't destroy the Crystalline Giant. So we've seen 2 Valkies, 1... Oh my lord. Yep. Well, we were screwed from the beginning. He had like the perfect answer to everything. That just happens sometimes. And we drew 4 Battle of Frost and Fires, but not 1 single blue source. Yeah, no chance. No chance. Alright, the game found an opponent very freaking sweet, very freaking fast, which is pretty sweet. So let's just hope we're going first. I like it. Thank you very much, game. And we have all the colors this time. And we have 2 Quake Bringers. So let's pretend like we're a mono blue tempo deck. Let's just pretend. He is a white deck. He has a faceless, Selfless Savior. Yeah, let's wait. Maybe we can get rid of that Selfless Savior. And putting down a Bone Crusher Giant is never bad. Never hurt nobody. Let us see what he plays here. The Youthful Valkyrie. Alright, we're getting rid of that Selfless Savior like there is no tomorrow. But the Valkyrie is a pretty good draw. We found another Battle of Frost and Fire. Alright. Maybe sooner or later we might even be able to play it. Who knows? I hope that we find a land here. A land would be pretty good. Another Youthful Valkyrie. Alright. And the Outside of Life's Bounty. Alright. Good that we found another land. Pretty sweet. Pretty freaking sweet. So we can foretell this. Now we're getting in there. Let us see what he does. But 4 damage to his face is pretty good. And now we're squashing this little Valkyrie here. Oh yes, you got squashed. But it is just too dangerous to leave it on the field. And if we find 1 more land, and he overextends here, the Luminarch Aspirant, alright. Do something else. Attacking in, alright, come on, give me a land, game. Give me a land. That is not a land, but that is still fine. We're still bringing down the Quake Bringer. Dealing 2 each single turn now. Still getting in there. He blocks. Alright, sacking his Outside of Life's Bounty is pretty sweet here. Not gonna lie. So next turn we have the Calamity Bearer, which is also pretty good. And I think he will... Oh, he's also playing black. Alright, I could have seen that before, but I didn't. So no matter what he kills here, we are still kind of fine. I mean, this deals still 2 damage each turn, even from the graveyard. The Erebos' Intervention. Nice pickup. Nice freaking pickup. Alright. So we're putting down the Calamity Bearer. Offering him trade here. He can take it. Yep. No worries. We're still dealing so much damage to your face. Next turn we have another Quake Bringer to put down, and that will be 4 for each Quake Bringer that we have. A Faceless Haven gets activated before attacks. Oh man, you don't have enough snow permanents. You just don't have them. That must hurt. That must hurt. Alright, Quake Bringer number 2, bringing the Quake. Oh yes. Now we're getting in for 6. And yeah, he's just dead. He is just dead. Unless he can kill my Calamity Bearer, which he can't. Oh, yes. So sweet. So freaking sweet. Giants, baby. Giants. Alrighty. 2 and 1. We got 2. Arena got 1. Let us see if we can go 4 and 1. That would be so freaking sweet with the Giants. But as you can see, once you're in there for the damage, we're up against a Yorion deck. That is kind of bad for us, because they're super control-y, and we're just a little bit too slow, but we will see. We still have ways to go. We only have 2 lands, but all the Sweet freaking cards. But I don't think that we can take it. This one is way better. We will get rid of the Scorching Dragonfire. And yeah, then we still have the Squash for his Yorion or whatever. So yeah, the Invasion of the Giants is also pretty good. And I hope that we can find, but I think that we're up against... Oh, it's a Doom Foretold deck. That is even more annoying, to be honest. That is even kind of more annoying, to be honest. But we will see. We will see. No need to be afraid. Oh, he's playing... Okay, alright. So will he get rid of my Calamity Bearer? He is. Getting rid of the Calamity Bearer or the Invasion of the Giants. Nope, it is the Calamity Bearer. Alright, but he lost a life, so I'm pretty glad with that. Now all we need is to find some mana, which we found, so I will keep it all. I will freaking keep it all. Okay, so we can deal 2 to his face here, which is sweet. Then we can play our Bone Crusher Giant for 1 red mana, which is pretty sweet. I mean, he's seen it already. He has seen it already. Putting down the Snowlands. So, he doesn't have any white now. But we will see what he does here. He found his white. Putting the Yorion into his hand. We're still smashing his face. Hulk Smashers. Alrighty, so now we even found another red source, which is pretty sweet. And we can use the Squash next turn no matter what. Yes. So it costs 5, yeah, I was just making sure. Alright, he knows about the Squash. So why should he use this Yorion here? But we will see what he does. We will just see what he does here. Even if he gets rid of the Bone Crusher Giant, we still deal 2 damage, which is still pretty sweet. And yeah, as I don't think that he's playing too many creatures, we would put down the Battle of Frost and Fire here. It wouldn't kill his Yorion anyways, and we still have another one, but Scrying 3 is pretty tasty. It's just pretty tasty. And even if he has a Vorinclex here, he's using the Doom Foretold onto his own empty board. That is pretty good, I think. It is pretty good. We're trying to bring down the Quake Bringer here. He will lose his Doom Foretold. Yep. And sooner or later, one of our giants will stick. Sooner or later. Or we will find he has the Turgid. That is still kind of okay with me. I have a Squash. Did you forget about the Squash, my friend? It seems you did. It seems you freaking did. Alright, we're still putting down the Battle of Frost and Fire here. Because I really want to Scry 3. I really want to Scry 3. And if he has another Doom Foretold, we're just good. We are just good. The Garruk. Okay, he will kill the Quakebringer here, I think. Yes, he does. But all we need to do is to find an answer. The Faceless Haven is a pretty good answer indeed. Another Quakebringer is also a pretty freaking good answer indeed. So, in our upkeep, we need to use the Faceless Haven. Alright, he will make 2 wolves here. I was just thinking, does this work? I hope it does. I hope it does. I haven't encountered the situation yet, but I really hope it does. The Binding of the Old Gods. That is pretty annoying. That is indeed pretty annoying. Because I really wanted to draw those cards. I really wanted that. Alright. So we're trying it out. I hope it works. It does not work. Okay, well, it was worth a try. It was worth a freaking try. But we're still trying to get... Oh no, he has the... Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. So he will just destroy this Quakebringer now. Oh, that was so bad. That was so bad of me. And he even has an Heartless Act. Okay. Okay. So he will overrun us with wolves now. And we lost our card draw 2 freaking times. He destroyed the Battle of Frost and Fire 2 freaking times. Sadly, this is beginning of upkeep, so it doesn't work the way I wish it would. Just does not. Maybe we find another Battle of Frost and Fire. I would be so freaking happy. Come on. Come on, give me another one. The Glimpse of the Cosmos can help us find it. The Bone Crusher, a Giant. Yeah, that is what I need. That is exactly what I need. So if you can't get rid of the Bone Crusher Giant here, we got him. We freaking got him. We also have another Glimpse in the Cosmos. And another Bone Crusher Giant. So, sooner or later we will get him. Sooner or later we will freaking get him. With another Bone Crusher Giant. So we will see what he does here. If he attacks in with everything... Holy smokes, another Agonizing Remorse in the perfect situation. Okay. But he still needs something to get rid of my Bone Crusher Giant here. He still needs something to get rid of it. He doesn't have anything. He does not have anything. We got him with the Quake Bringer. Oh, deal 4, baby, to his face. What a freaking yes. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That was insane. If he had had the Archon of Sun's Grace 1 turn sooner, but he didn't. Alright, last game for today. 901 attack. I didn't get a rank up. Sad, sad. We are going first, and we have a pretty nice hand here. Pretty nice indeed. We only need 1 blue, so I will be keeping this for now. But we can go Crystalline Giant into Calamity Bearer if we find a land. And no matter what land it is, it will still be good. Putting the bear on black. Just like me. Come on, wear the same stuff I am wearing today. You can do it. Good bear. A good bear. Mulliganing once. Okay. So he's making good choices. I like that. He's taking his time. Nothing wrong with that. As long as I still have coffee. And I do. Alright. Let's pretend like we're a mono red deck that doesn't have a turn 1. He is a mono red deck. Alright. Against mono red we're pretty well equipped because we have the Battle of Frost and Fire. We have the... Oh, he's not. Maybe he's a giant deck himself. Wow. Maybe he is. So we need more red than blue. I will put down the Crystalline Giant here. And that is pretty sweet. That is pretty freaking sweet. So let us see if he is. He is another Giants deck. I can't believe it. Oh well, at least that's my... Yeah, he is. Crazy. Freaking crazy. Alright, putting down the Calamity Bearer here. Let us see what we get. We get Reach. We're getting in for 8 tasty damage. And now we have 2 squashes, so no matter what he puts on the field, we get rid of it and get in for the freaking kill. He has his own squash. Okay, okay. Well, that didn't go the way I planned it. And his own Invasion of the Giants. That is what I wanted to play as well. The Battle of Frost and Fire here looks pretty bad right now, but it's still okay. It is still okay. So we're using the Invasion of the Giants as well. Trying to get something nice. The Tectonic Giant is indeed pretty sweet. Alright. Now we have Lifelink. Oh, sweet. Sweet Lifelink. So we will see what he does here. But we still have answers. We still have answers. He can't be playing another Aegir. So we will take a hit here. But the Quakebringer needs to go. Quakebringer, I'm sorry, but you need to go. And the Aegir then needs to go as well. He just surrendered! What? My Giants deck prevailed! Alright, all freaking right. Giants, baby, Giants. Alright, 4-1. Way more than I thought it would happen, because giants are so hard to pull off. It's an all-in or nothing strategy, so if the opponent removes your board, you're kinda stuck there, unless you find your good stuff. Unless, of course, you find your good stuff, which sometimes is just hard to find. So, the Battle of Frost and Fire can be very good, but yeah, it is so late, so it is just hard to pull off sometimes, but the board wipe effect is just so freaking good, and the squash, holy smokes, is also just so good. So I think there will be one more giant stack before we arrive in Strixhaven. Spoiler season already started. We got two tasty planeswalkers already. A Simic one and a mono black one. I can't wait to see what else we will be getting. I hope you're just as hyped as I am for Strixhaven. It is 1 month exactly from now until Strixhaven will hit Arena. So 30 more decks from Kaldheim. We will see what we do. I think there will also be a week of viewer decks, so make sure to build those decks, make sure to send those decks, and we will have like a questionnaire where you can choose which deck you want to see. So, if you like what you've seen, I would appreciate it very much if you could like the video, share it with your friends, and maybe even subscribe. That would help out the channel a lot to get the recognition that you wanted to have. So, if you want to support me, that is the best thing that you can do. So, don't forget the live stream tomorrow evening. And I'm MTG Malone, and I will see you all tomorrow.